Folk tales are such a huge part of Appalachian heritage and history, and stories of mysterious happenings and ghost stories are, of course, some of the most fun kinds of folk tales that we encounter. And dramatic landscapes tend to inspire those sorts of tales. If you think about it, mountains are the most dramatic landscapes that most humans ever encounter. And Roan Mountain in particular is one of the most spectacular mountains anywhere in the world. So an environment like that is very natural throughout human history. It has inspired myths and legends and spiritual accounts. And I think we certainly see that in our region. And we see it with Roan Mountain. Since the late 1800s, we've heard stories, and some of them are very well documented, of people hearing something that sounds like music on Roan Mountain. Some describe it as sounding like a heavenly choir. Some describe it as sounding like a swarm of bees buzzing. Some describe it as more of a popping electrical type sound. And depending on your perspective, people have different explanations for it. There are scientific explanations offered, such as the convergence of wind currents and so forth, and others look to more supernatural explanations. I've not personally experienced it. I've experienced the beauty of Roan Mountain and just how incredible it is as outdoor recreation spot, as a place for bio research. But I have not personally experienced the music. I have talked to people who say they have heard it, and there's certainly well-documented accounts of people who've heard it. It's our stories that bring us together. And this is an example of a great story that it's fun to tell around a campfire. And we need to continue sharing these stories, but we also need to get out into nature and experience it for ourselves. Roan Mountain is also home to another very interesting natural phenomenon, and that's the phenomenon of the circular rainbows that can be seen if the conditions are just right and you're on the ridge line and there's a thunderstorm that has passed by. You might have the opportunity to see one of these incredible circular rainbows. Roan Mountain was the home to a hotel. The Cloudland Hotel was built in the late 1800s and was abandoned in the early 1900s, but the old foundation is still there. And I don't know if that gives rise to some of the spooky stories as well. Regardless of what you believe about the music, the ghost music of Roan Mountain, or the wind music of Roan Mountain, you need to visit Roan Mountain. It's an incredible experience. It's a beautiful place, and to go there to experience it is something all of us should do, especially those of us who live so close to it. It's such an intriguing place, partly just because of the natural beauty and the incredible ecosystem that's there. I mean, that in itself is worthy of wonder. And when you put that together with sort of our natural human propensity to tell scary stories, it's a perfect environment to inspire legends, to inspire folklore, and it's a great treasure to have right here in our region. In the late 1800s, John Muir, the well-known naturalist, visited Roan Mountain, and he talked about how it was home to the most beautiful forest he'd ever seen anywhere. And remember, he is famous for the redwood forest of California. So it is an incredible place that we ought to experience and also have fun telling stories about it.